I'll show you how to unlock the Magick Archer vocation and the Magick Archer Master skill very early game. First thing you can do is from Vernworth, take this West Vernworth ox cart station. That'll take you to Checkpoint Rest Town. From here, follow the road north and keep following this main road and take this road all the way to the east until you get to this part where it kind of loops and spirals. And at this point you want to go south until you reach Guerco Cavern. Go through this cavern, and then you're just going to keep heading south until you get into Bakbatal. That's the only way you can get to Bakbatal very early game. If you progress the story enough, you can go through a gate at Checkpoint Rest Town. Once you're in Bakbatal, we need to get back to the volcanic island. And to do this, we're going to head west out of Bakbatal, and then you're going to follow the road like this. And we're going to go south all the way through here and down to here. Keep in mind there are going to be a lot of enemies that will be tough on this path for a new player. What I would recommend to get past this is to be a mage. Use the celerity skill so you can get speed boosts and run past enemies. Then also have the core skill levitate unlocked that will allow you to float up onto rocks and do things that will throw off the enemy's pathing. Aside from that, it really comes down to stamina management and how good you are at dodging enemies. Clearing all of the enemies on this path isn't very reasonable if you're very early game, but you're free to do what you want. It's possible, just not easy. If you're going on this path and the bridge over here gets knocked out, then you'll just have to go back and go down this path instead. Bridge here gets knocked out, then I think you just have to wait for a few days until the bridge is repaired. So try to run across it fast. There are a couple of Cyclopses in front of the cave. You can avoid these. Once you get to Drabnir's Grotto, it's pretty difficult. And Drabnir's Grotto is fairly difficult if you don't know where you're going. I'll show you how to get through there. At first you just need to run straight. Try to dodge all of the monsters, or you can kill them if you're capable of it. And then we're going to drop down once this pit opens up. This is to avoid some slimes that are on the other path that you can go down to get here. The slimes kind of block off the path and they're really easy to die to. And we just keep following this path. If you go through the left caves there's a free chest that you can get. Dodge this guy, and then drop in here. There will be a Cyclops in here. Just keep running and go to the left again. And then once you get to this room, you need to start climbing up. Take a right once you reach the top of those rocks. And we're gonna break this right away, just to get some enemies out of the way.
That strategy never would have occurred to me.
Well, well. Follow me a surprise.
And we're gonna drop down.
Another encounter? I ill like this. We're already hot pressed from our previous engagement.
Run through here and take a right once you get through there. There's a chest right here. It has a pretty good weapon in it.
Not good enough.
And that's how you get through the cave. Once you're through the cave, keep following the road. And this is how you get back to the volcanic island from the beginning. It's the only way to get here early game without progressing the story really far. And right here in the road, there's a dwarf. Talk to him, his name is Gautstafr. He'll give you this quest, put a spring in thy step. And even though it says wildflowers, you can bring him herbs too. If you don't already have 3, then you can find them basically all along the roads.
is it
Once you
now?
have those, hand them in.
Some wildflowers.
Once you have 3,
What
just
is it
hand them in.
now? I prefer to be left alone.
And now you have to follow him back to his home. Once you turn that in, you'll get a waypoint for his house. So just go to his house. You'll get a little cutscene once you get to his house. There's some decent loot around the house. Talk to his wife,
Gautstafr, when will you learn?
Oh, hold it!
and then go through the dialogue. You'll get a new quest, and then talk to him,
I just need to sit
and then offer to escort him. And it's a good idea to camp at this point. He's pretty slow, and this is a really long escort. Just stay close to him, and you're going to have to escort him a really long way and kill enemies along the way. He'll tell you if you're getting too far from him. And he'll show you on the map where exactly you have to escort him as well. What I would say is the best route is if you go here, and then up through here, and follow this all the way, and then go to the hot springs. There's a spot you can camp right here on the map. It's not completely necessary to kill the enemies on the way, so this is possible, even at really low level. It seems like if you look in his direction while there are enemies around, then he tends to stop. Also, his running speed seems to be about the exact same as if you don't sprint and don't use stamina. So if you just don't sprint, then generally he'll be about the same speed as you. But he does randomly turn around and stuff for some reason. This will be a lot easier if you do kill enemies though. It's going to be a very difficult quest if you're too weak to kill the enemies here. And the rest is not that easy, but it is straightforward.
Can you not see it?
There's a minotaur in the cave around here, but you can run past it. Make sure to tell your pawns to come to you so that they don't get stuck.
No harm shall come to you.
And again, try not to look in his direction because he tends to stop and run around wildly if you are looking in his direction, which can be really rough if you're trying to avoid a big enemy. Once you make it to the volcanic island camp right here, then you're pretty much safe. To go to the hot springs, you need to climb up here and follow these boardwalk paths. So at this spot, you can run up, and you're just going to keep following these up. And you're very close to the hot springs at this point. Once you're at this front desk spot, then you've finished. And at this point, you'll finally unlock the class after she's done talking. So you unlock the Magic Archer vocation there. Then you talk to her again and you'll get the Spellbow's Paradox. So that's the master skill for the Magic Archer. And that's it.